This video, I'm going to talk about Leave the World Behind, a new film that was released on Netflix and has been produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, the previous president of the United States. And the reason why I'm talking about the film is because the film is actually predictive programming for 2024. As you know, this is the biggest election year in the history of the world. And if you've seen the film, in the film, there is 3 stages on how to topple a government. So the first stage is isolation. And as we experienced isolation in 2020, people didn't really know what was happening during COVID-19. Everyone was isolated. So that's the first stage. The second stage is synchronized chaos. So in the film, there was things happening. There were planes falling out of the sky. Electricity was going, internet was going, and no one really knew what was happening. So everyone thought the other is the enemy. But in reality, nobody really knew who the enemy was. And the second stage leads to people distrusting each other and then, causing a revolution or fighting amongst themselves, civil war. And that leads to the third stage, which is coup d'etat, which means basically toppling of the government and society. And it really makes you think, why did a previous president of the United States produce such a film with such a premise on an election year? Because, what happened in 2020, especially with COVID-19 and mail-in ballots and everything that happened. So I wouldn't be surprised if they caused another lockdown or another pandemic or, cause something, or maybe World War III. Because, like Mark Zuckerberg has bought a bunker in Hawaii and he's going to go and hide there for whatever reason. He's saying he's fearing nuclear war. But I think people are actually planning another global crisis. So that's one point about the film, which I think is predictive programming, because usually I think films get it right. If you go and look at films in the 80s and 90s, how they predict the future, films usually get it right when it comes to predicting the future. So that's one point. The second point in the film is that obviously Barack and Michelle Obama are both Black Americans. And in the film, one of the Black actresses, when there is all this chaos happening, turns around to her dad and says, "Can we trust these white people?" And I'm wondering, if the film was produced by a white president and then one of the main actors in the film said, "Oh, can we trust these Black people?" I'm sure the film would have been cancelled and there would have been an uproar. So why is that allowed the other way around? And also the same character was this type of arrogant, selfish character. She hadn't shaved her underarms. Again, pandering to this whole feminist agenda. Me and my girlfriend watching the film, and then when we saw that, we were both disgusted. So I don't even think women find that attractive, neither do men. So why are they trying to push this agenda to say, "Oh, not shaving your underarms is empowering"? So yeah, the whole film was just basically one of these films that with predictive programming and also pushing a white versus Black agenda, pushing a feminist agenda. So if you haven't seen the film, go and watch it and let me know what you think.